I guess because the liberal thing, they really comes out. What's another thing they say? They don't reject being a sex object, or they don't need makeup. Makeup, you're just making up for
just
men
pink hair or green hair
or something like that. And one thing, yes, they don't groom as much because of that, the rejection. The other thing I'll pick from this is that is it that the people that are more attractive become conservative, or just happen to be conservative, more liberal? Just
or are
happen
they
to be
just more more attractive in comparison?
I just born that way or become that way, Because are they just liberal? And I think, look, and because the liberals reject society, the way society structures, as it says, the agency, and they tend to be more playing the victim, blaming the patriarchy, and also because they're not being them. Like I said, they're not being themselves. And look, if they're not attractive, people that are attractive, hey, society already works for them. They don't have to. They don't reject it then, so they stay conservative. So they are conservative. But those, unfortunately, that are not attractive by society's standards, then reject and became the liberal, and then blame society. And then, that's why you get a marriage of thing. It's a lot of thing about that body positive movement, you see, where a lot of the big people, mainly women, are saying that, they are more, and normally they're more leftists. They're saying they want everyone else to change for them and to see them as attractive. Okay, and rather than, as I just loosely accepted that aesthetically, people are hardwired. That way. And so that's why they gravitate more towards the left. That's why you end up having the people on the left not being as attractive as the people on the right or the conservatives. So what do you think?
Wow.
Makes sense? And it's really telling that people can pick it out from their headshots, their leanings. Either they're conservative or they're liberal, and often they get it right.
Well, you can glean a lot of information from a photograph about what a person's sort of like.
Yeah, and interesting about they're saying about the men. Liberal men don't show happy faces.
No, they don't.
Yeah, what did it say? More inclined to be neutral, because more often than not, what did they say? So that left-leaning men showed more neutral, less happy faces, suggesting perhaps better skilled at guarding their emotions. I'll say because they're just not as happy. And I have found that normally more left-leaning men are the lower testosterone men. It's just the case, like, look, for women, the less attractive women shift more to the left. For men...
Too much testosterone.
It could be. But they don't fit it. But for men, it's more the testosterone. So lower testosterone, because look, with women, it's competition is based. It's a lot of it is sexual competition based on appearances. Yeah? Women are judged on the appearances.
Yeah.
For men, it's different. It's judged on their ability to be
an owner or
and be able to compete.
Compete
in society, and lower testosterone men cannot compete as well. So then they reject the conservative, the normal narrative or normal rules in society, and go to the left. Just like the liberal women, we don't need that. That doesn't apply. That's actually bad. And say why can't women be the breadwinner? Because they can't do it themselves. Or very, very poor at it.
It seems like you put a lot of thought into this.
Well, it's just, I have to I understand the differences between men and women. And the thing is, people in society, can't blame society, expect something to be what they are and to perform what they're supposed to. You know, like you expect a dog to bark and a cat to meow. If it doesn't, then you think there's something wrong with them. Wrong with that. What's wrong with the dog? It's not barking.
What's wrong with the cat lady?
The cat lady, no, she just loves cats. We're saying, why can't she love dogs? But it's just a thing. You expect a German Shepherd to be able to guard, but not be a wimp and run away. Okay. But similarly, if it's a poodle, if it's extremely aggressive, what's wrong with a poodle? It shouldn't be like this. It should be loving. So then that gets rejected. It's not living up to what it's supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. If people think of it that way.
You make me want to rush down and download your book.
People like to say, you have a German Shepherd expecting certain qualities from a German Shepherd.
Stinky?
So, loyalty and all that. Loyalty and being able to guard with some training. But it's supposed to have...
arthritic knees.
Arthritic knees. You get the gist. I mean, you wouldn't expect a poodle to be able to do police work, train it up to do police work. Maybe some people might argue, what about a standard poodle, which is the large one? To some extent, but that's not really, even though they've got the size, it just still doesn't, there's a reason why they're not chosen.
You're not scared of it, are you?
Yeah. There's
shit, there's a big poodle out there.
There's none of that intimidation factor. There's German, but they use German Shepherds for police work with the training. Look, some German Shepherds do not cut it as police dogs. They don't cut the mustard, and then they just become family pets. But then, in a way, they're rightly or wrongly, they're seen as lesser German Shepherds. Because not able to do the guard duty. I mean, it's just the same. Women or society expects a man to be able to do certain things, expect him to be masculine, and a woman to be feminine. Okay, no matter how liberal-minded you are, and it's this age of equality and so forth, at the end of the day, it's biology that rules, and that's why feminine and feminine-looking women are more popular on dating websites, and the more masculine and taller men are more popular get picked more often dating websites. So it's a general population. It's a general public. You can't argue with biology. I mean, many people try to, but it doesn't work.
At the end of the day,
it doesn't work. All you have to look at is who gets picked more often.
Yeah.
Is it the man, a photo of the man in the pink jumper?
Instead of white privilege, it should be good-looking privilege.
Good-looking privilege. But really,
because you do get a lot of you do get privileges.
Yeah, like let's say
when you're good looking.
Yeah, you do. You get a pass in society. You have a social advantage.
Yeah, you do. You get invited to parties and
so forth. and you get better service when you buy things.
Yeah.
You're talking about.
You get more meetings at business and stuff like that.
And
you get more sales, perhaps.
Yeah, and you're talking as someone that knows. And unfortunately, those that are not attractive have a social disadvantage. I mean,
if you look like that thing out of Precious, you don't get very well.
Yeah, look, it's just
apparently he got rented out to go to weddings and stuff.
What, you mean the actor?
Yeah, he looked like that little Precious. And they thought, we've got a famous actor. And ended up being him for a wedding.
Imagine having that. Well,